This is Dracula by Bram Stoker, retold by Chris Rice at the pre-intermediate level. Chapter 4. Mina Murray was a pretty girl, but her friend Lucy Westenra was very beautiful. Many men fell in love with Lucy. The three that she liked best were Jack Seward and his friends Quincy Morris and Arthur Holmwood. Jack Seward was a doctor, and he looked after a hospital for mad people north of London. Quincy Morris was an American adventurer. Arthur Holmwood came from a famous old English family. In August, the two girls went to Whitby for a holiday together. Lucy talked excitedly about the three men in her life. She couldn't decide which man she wanted to marry. One day, Mina was reading a letter in the garden when she heard Lucy's excited voice. She looked up as Lucy ran towards her. "I've decided," Lucy laughed. "I'm going to marry Arthur." "Oh, Lucy, I'm so happy for you," Mina said. But Lucy noticed something sad in her friend's voice and said, "What's the matter, Mina?" Mina showed her the letter in her hand. "It's Jonathan. I'm worried about him. This is only the third letter from him in more than a month. His letters are so short and cold. There's something wrong. I know there is." Lucy read the letter, then held Mina in her arms. "Oh, Mina," she said, "don't worry. I'm sure there's a simple explanation." That night, there was a terrible storm. It was the worst storm in Whitby in people's memory. There were thick black clouds, strong winds, and heavy rain. But the strangest thing was a thick mist that came in from the sea. In the middle of the storm, out of the mist, sailed a mysterious foreign ship, the Demeter. The ship was empty, except for one man. He was dead, and he was tied to the wheel. As the ship reached land, a large black dog jumped off. It ran across the beach and disappeared in the narrow streets of the old town. 2 nights later, Mina woke up with a strange feeling. Lucy was not in the room. Mina ran out of the house. It was dark, but suddenly the moon came from behind a cloud. Her friend was half sitting, half lying on their favorite seat in the garden. A tall black shape was standing next to her. Mina cried out and ran towards her friend. When she reached her, Lucy was completely alone. She was still in the same position with her head over the back of the seat. Mina took her by the hand and helped her back to the house. When they were inside, Mina noticed 2 little red wounds on Lucy's neck. The next night, Mina locked the bedroom door and took the key to bed with her. Twice, Lucy got up in her sleep and tried to open the door and windows. Mina took her back to bed and then looked out of the window. She saw nothing, only a full moon and a large bat flying in circles above the garden. In the next few days, Lucy ate, slept, and had plenty of fresh air, but she grew paler and weaker. Twice, Mina found her during the night, lying with her head out of the open window. The wounds in her neck were growing larger. One morning, a letter came for Mina. It was from a nurse at a hospital in Budapest. Jonathan Harker was in the hospital. He was very ill. When he arrived here, the nurse wrote, he talked wildly about wolves, blood, and vampires. We do not know how he came here, but something evil has happened to him. "Oh, Lucy," Mina said, holding her friend tightly. "He's safe, but I must go to him." One of the madmen in Jack Seward's hospital was acting very strangely. Again and again he repeated, "He's near." Then one night he escaped. Dr. Seward and his men caught Renfield, the madman, outside a church near Carfax House. While they were carrying him back to the hospital, Renfield kicked wildly. He screamed at a bat that was flying in and out of the trees. One day, Arthur Holmwood came to see Dr. Seward. He asked the doctor to visit Lucy. She was staying at her mother's house in Hillingdon, not far from Dr. Seward's hospital. "Lucy's so weak," Arthur said. "She lies down all the time. She's getting worse every day." Dr. Seward went immediately. Lucy was pale and weak, but he could find no reason for her illness, except for 2 ugly red wounds on her neck. He sent some blood to London for a check, and a report came back. Nothing was wrong with it. "I don't understand it," Dr. Seward told Arthur. "I'm going to ask my old friend and university teacher to see her. Professor Van Helsing of Amsterdam knows everything about unusual illnesses like this."